only once in a very long while will I completely ignore the thing I'm reviewing to talk about the accessory. And I have to bring your attention to this Blue Sadie's bag. Alright? Blue Sadie, by the way. Blue Sadie. Sadie's a weird old lady name. But they're calling their headphones that. Blue's a weird company. Can I obsess over the bag for a second? We're gonna get to the headphones. They're good. They're whatever. So the outside is like if I bought a Ferrari, like a Ferrari made like a Maybach, this is what I want the seats made out of. The outside of this bag, it's like Alcantara, but like soft, and it's got like a textured thing, and you're like, wow, why does this feel so good? And I don't know. And then you get into the inside of this bag, and it's like fur-lined. Like Fairline. So it's a fucking I want to put my junk in this bag. And you know what kind of junk I'm talking about. Not the stuff I just want it. I want to cut little holes in it and wear it as underwear. Just fucking, you got the little pole thing with the lock button. And look how nice that is. I've seen these. They're never this nice. Look at this thing with the button that releases, and it holds strong too. Yeah, jeez. Do I have to stop talking about this bag now? This fucking fur-lined amaze bag. Oh, God. Maybe I'll contact the owner who sent these to me and be like, hey, look, buddy, I'm keeping the bag. Not ask. I'll just tell him. I'm fucking keeping the bag. You can't have it. Fine, we'll talk about the Blue Sadies. The box they come in is rather fucking huge. Like, it's twice the size of a normal headphone box. And that's because how do I put this? This was designed by someone who wants to fuck an Android. Thus 2B is the background. So let me take it out. This is the actual base from inside there. And I'm pretty sure you just use this as your headphone stand, because look at it. Look at this. You put this down and you put this robot motherfucker in there, and it's beautiful. Because that's as small as they get. They're distracting you with the beautiful bag. The best bag I've ever fucking seen. But then I kind of like that look. I kind of like that, like, boom, we're done here. What I talk about? I was saying something about androids, right? Fucking androids? Okay, good. Remember Terminator? Remember that part in Terminator when John Connor was banging? John Connor's mom was banging. What's his name? Yeah, whatever. The point is, did you hear those sounds of like? These are the strangest. Like Blue. You know Blue from the Blue Snowball. They make microphones. And they make microphones. And they make apparently headphones. And they make 3 headphones that all look exactly like this. The Lola, the Sadie, and the... Hold your butts. Hold on. Yeah, the Lola is $250. This be $400. And they have a planar version that looks exactly like this. That's the Ellas. So I don't know. Blue's got some weird naming schematics. The Lolas, the Sadies, and the Ellas. It sounds like what you'd name your dog. Like if it's golden retrievers, you'd name them look, here's Lola, and here's old Sadie, and there's Ella. I guess, look, I complain a lot about headphones not having names and having just numbers. So I guess I shouldn't complain when you name them after old ladies or dogs. So there you go. Hella interesting. Like... Right. So you get this headband. If you note where the cups are pointing, right? They are locked. This mechanism here locks their geometry to straight forward. They just don't. They're not just like loosey-goosey, like fuck, I'm a headphone and I'll find my own way. No. They're just straight all the time. LGBT community should get on them because they are way too into being straight. It's like boom. Like you can't fuck with the parallel. They're parallel. Now they give you a little bit of leeway because this arm, which is attached to this. Can you see this? This looks like a clavicle or some shit. Who designed this shape? I studied architecture. I drew things, and it would be like, to draw this, you can't physically put this on paper with a pencil because it doesn't make any sense. This shape. It looks like it's some sort of replacement hip bone. And then it goes, and there's a hinge here. So you do get to extend it this way and that way. Which, let's extend them both. And so you get this clavicle bone with the hip bone, and then the stem that does a twist. And here, what it's attached to is closed and just a logo. But behind it, this thing is rubber, like soft rubber. And that means you can rotate just slightly around. And it's like, wow. And then when you pull them apart, and you can get them like that big. Like, that is fucking big. And then you could... In order to, you have to twist down to straighten out the cup. See down there, like, they're parallel with each other. And now they sort of kink in. And the pad up top. Look at the size of this pad. Oof. These are actually comfortable headphones. You think with all this, they had better be comfortable, and they are. But there is like they're spring-loaded. Whereas other headphones have a clamp, this is spring-loaded. And it's because of the way it's built, it's super linear. So it feels like I'm not pulling it any further apart than it is. It's just one clamp, and it's actually a pretty strong clamp. Like these hug your head. Getting them on for the first time is interesting because you presumably you take them out of the box. And again, if you're like me and you're cool, you would leave them in their little saddle. It's the Sadie saddle. You take them out, and then you have to spread them, and now that's all the way down now, and I'd probably want them up, but we're gonna leave them down. And you put this basically, you rest this on the top of your head, and then you rotate them down and in. I've had to learn how to put headphones on. You get them out there, you rest at where you want it to be, and then you rotate and drop. And the pads are so comfortable, and the clamp. And then you could just like move them up, and then you got like grab the clavicle bone, and you got to squeeze it down. You could give it a wiggle, but be careful because you can shift that over, and it'll end up like that in your head, and that's no good. You want to, a lot of effort to get these to feel good in your head. So crazy killer pads, love it. They're not memory. Are they memory foam? They're a slow foam, but they're not memory foam. I don't think. I think it's just a sealed. It might be a really, really slow memory foam. Or fast memory foam. Okay. Comfort. Weight. They're heavy. They're weighty. You've got so much... How much did 2B weigh? I don't know. I never played that game, and I really should because upskirts for days. Clavicle bones. How many clavicle bones did they pull out of a fucking Android to put in your headphones today? 3. They feel really robust too. Like, if I got these and there were some Chinese knockoff and whatever they were called, robot cans, and I picked them up and I thought they were gonna break, that'd be number one. You can't put a system with this sort of like double spring load. I don't even know where the spring tension is, honestly. I'm trying to like analyze it. What is even? Over-engineering award goes to Blue for every headphone they make. What's the kicker with these? So they're premium headphones with built-in audiophile amp. And I just want to rub my face a little bit. Hold on, just like okay. What qualifies as an audiophile amp? We found that word in Urban Dictionary and we went with it. I should unplug the wire first. Hold on. I don't mind the build. I don't mind they're comfortable. That is an unacceptable answer. Because here it comes with 2 wires. There's a short wire and a long wire, and they're very thin wires. They're very hard, rubbery wires. This one's a 3.5 millimeter to their proprietary, and even though it's a 2.5 millimeter balanced end, I'm called proprietary, and here's why. Because from where this ends to the length of the shaft, giggity, to where it comes, giggity, into the unit, giggity, that's, you can't build that. I could go to fucking Ursine or Periapt and be like, hey, could you find me 2.5 millimeters that is really thin and it can extend like an inch? Like 2.5 centimeters into the... No, no one could find that. So proprietary wires, basically. And what the proprietary wire is doing is it's going through the power controls for the headphone. Yeah, so here's your USB plug to charge the internal built-in audiophile amp. Sure. I'm sorry, I have a cold. Now this wire, the short wire, has a control box here which split on me, and I'm going to have to tell the owner that it's falling apart. But it's just two pieces of metal clad together, and I don't know how they're supposed to stay because there's no pins or anything. And you got next, last, and I was confused when I first got it because I'm like, but why would they put the controller on a fucking 1/4 inch? Like, that doesn't make any sense. And then I realized this company, they like hiding things in shafts. So there's your 4-pin, and there's your 1/4 inch adapter, and unlike another normal one that would just sit on the end, this actually sticks way in there and makes it look like one piece. And I'm like, you know what? I like you. I like you, Blue. You're doing good things. I just crash it with my elbow. So the amplifiers built into this. I don't. Here's your knob. You ready? On plus. Those are your and off. That's it. We've taken the tour. You like it? Great. Links in the description, wallpaper in the download description. Check my Patreon. Yeah, so what these are designed for, now that I have the knowledge that that is a 4-pole, is I'm going to go, since they're a microphone company, since they're a pro company, I'm going to say these are designed specifically for people who are walking around either plugging into random recording interfaces or want something on the phone. Because the amount of power required, like this is the JDS Labs Element Stack, and it's on low gain right now, but it's still got plenty of power. And if I leave it in the off position, you could use these all day. You don't have to have power to make these work, which is one of the reasons I'm going to recommend them at the end of this review. I'm going to be like, yes, you should absolutely buy these. Because in the price range of $400, you're not going to find something as comfortable and as quality built. You get this bag. You get this bag for only $400 for this bag. I go back to this bag. I just want to go back inside the furry bag with the micro suede. Okay, no. $400 you get these, and you get a big set of closed backs. And we'll talk about how they sound now, because that's boring. But anyway, get them on. I finally figured this out. I cracked the code. Now, the internal amplifiers are off, so that means that they're playing just straight off my amplifier here. Good low end. Not exact. They definitely sound like they're aimed at being neutral. There's a neutrality to them that I was almost turned off at first when I heard them. I'm like, wait, it's really doing great things. I guess they're doing adequate things. Then I realized, oh, they're doing very flat things. Like, I don't think I'm picking these up and going, oh, they're bass cans, oh, they're what the Shure 1540s couldn't do, these are doing, which is what they're making it still enjoyable to listen to a flat sound. Oh, I turned this down. Now, you could push it real... I could push it real loud with this. So right here... 10 o'clock, 10:30, 11 o'clock, wherever that volume knob is. 11 o'clock to get to, like, loud listenable volume. I'm going to click the amplifier on. So I click it on, you turn that ring around the input, and you get just the slightest, like, a click hiss. Like, you could tell it's an amplifier now on. And even though this volume's all the way down, I can now hear the music just faintly in the background. So 11 o'clock is where I was listening to it and was happy. So now we go And now we're at 6, 7, 8, 8 o'clock. No power. That's no power. I've been using this amp. I know what this can do in low gain. That's off. Oh my god, you can't even approach fucking 9 o'clock. It'd be too loud. So the amplifiers in this are doing quite a lot of work to, and I know because I complain all recording interfaces are too quiet. I reviewed the I reviewed a bunch of them, and every single recording interface minus the big knob are just underpowered, pathetic headphone amplifiers. And they're great fucking units for doing like, microphone inputs, and you could output to speakers, and it's fine. It's fucking fantastic. Plug headphones into them, they suck. So what these are doing is they're moving the amplification directly to the headphone. Or you could just plug a Magni 3 into the front of a recording interface, and then you'll have the amplification for anything. But if you go and if you're pro and you walk around, you need to do things, you need to know that when you plug in, you're going to get the volume you need. This is not a bad system. Now, that's on, and then there's on plus. What's on plus? On plus is a bass boost. And twist. On plus is a bass boost. So I click that on, doesn't make another sound, but hold on. Flowbots Rise. Big, long do do beat dee. I should be singing it. You got a nice, it's one of the most beautifully enabled bass boosts I've heard in a headphone. Like, amps usually have headphones. Bass boost usually isn't a part of a headphone. But I'm talking about the amplifier in these blue Sadies. And I almost wouldn't question it. If it was on all the time, I'd be like, ooh, these have good low end, these headphones. It's a good, solid, sweeping low end. Powerful bass. And then you shut that off, and it's like, oh, there's neutrality again. And then if I shut off the amplifier entirely, it's whispering. Yeah, we could sample this. So there's amplifiers off at that o'clock. Lit up on the side. Battery dying? Did my battery die? I may not have charged this enough. Hold on. I get it now. Okay, because I've been playing with it on my head. Amplifier on. Do you hear music coming out of the headphones? No. Again, robot. I wonder if it's just this. Hold on. So that you don't kill the battery. Aha! Zeos is learning it, because I've been using them a lot with the amplifier off. But with the amplifier on, that's fucking... Can we all clap? Blue has engineers, and they actually understand that... I wonder if that's why they went with this crazy system. To detect when the headphones were open, turn on the amplifiers, and when they're closed, turn off the amplifiers. How did I never notice that before? Holy crap. I'm a bad reviewer. But in off mode, they just play all the time because we're not shutting anything off. Which is how I've been... Because really, the amplifier doesn't add a lot of distortion. My worry always is that this is a however many hundreds of dollars stack of DAC and amp. And re-amplifying it is going to degrade the signal. It's happening. It's happening regardless. If I plug the output of this amplifier into the back of my Emotiva, and then the output of that amplifier into the back of my Dark Voice, and the output of that amplifier into the back of my fucking X one, and I just had amplifier to amplifier and amplifier and amplifier and amplifier and in and out and in and out and in and out. At the end of that chain of 15 amplifiers, you would, even if you adjusted the levels to not distort, you would have just like 78% the quality that you had going in. So the biggest concern I had with the amplifiers built in was that you turn it on and it would just muddy everything up. You'd be taking away from the clarity of your input source. And it really doesn't do that. When you turn it on with nothing playing, you do get the slightest little like you could just hear there's amplifiers running with no signal. You just get they like wake up and you get that tingly sound of But when something starts playing and you lower it down, I can't notice a quality difference. I don't notice a quality difference. God, this is such a weird system, and I'm starting to get turned on by it. Not because 2B is the background. Oh, too high, too high. Once it's on, you really can't mess with it though, because then you'll just start. You can't. You got to start every time you put this thing on from the full closed position, and then you go, okay, open, down, twist, down, and you sort of like feel it, just feel it out. Okay, my science project is on. It's fucking great, and they do light up. There are LEDs in the ends that will shut off when it's closed. Might put it to plus. Is it different? That's a back to school from the My Science Project OST. I love that movie, by the way. Movies that I saw as a kid that I'm like, I fucking love that movie. My Science Project. Here comes Latello, yo! Okay. Sound quality. More about sound quality. Excellent imaging. I'm trying to think of something else close back in the $400 range. And I'm thinking X100s. X100s are base murder cans. They just are. And they have an attached wire, and these are a completely different ballpark as far as the wire and the control, and the fact that you could take it out, plug it into your weak-ass foam, and turn on the amplifiers. But imaging, good. Soundstage, if we're talking about like 2000Zs or these, the 2000Zs will have a better top end, upper mid-range treble. You're gonna get a little more smoothness out of it. You're gonna get a little more excitement out of that. These are aiming to be reference cans, which reference cans are love and hate. All right, I'm shutting off the amplification. I'm turning this up. Half volume Mortal Kombat theme. Mortal Kombat. Oh, that's gonna blow up. You're just gonna play with this all day. Soundstage could be wider. I mean, are you gaming in these? It's like 50-50. They're a little bit more neutral than I'd prefer. For gaming, I like my highs a little bit sharper for gaming. Just, you know, scare me a bit. Have that whistle go. Whoosh. But with the bass boost on this, it's fun. You throw a little bit on this. Oh, let me turn this on bass, and you get that. I really have nothing negative other than the fact that this is a proprietary as fuck cable. As fuck. I mean, how proprietary? It's proprietary as fuck. Because you can't find. You show me where these are, and I'll thank you in the comments. So you really can't play anything, and it is a 4-pin, which makes me wonder if it's balanced internally, or if there's just some other reason they're doing 4-pin. Because you don't need the buttons here need a 4-pole on that end, but they don't need it on the top. And there's no way for me to test anything because it's way in there. So you keep in charge. I don't remember what the hours they say that the battery lasts. I would like to try the $686 planar magnetic version, because if they're still aiming quarter watt, does this one claim quarter watt? This doesn't say. It just says 50 millimeter drivers. This one actually says the built-in headphone amp is a quarter of a watt, which is a lot for that. Scrolling. Battery. Oh, it's a quarter of a watt too. Okay. Total noise, yeah, 0.004 harmonic distortion, signal to noise. Battery capacity is 1,000 milliamps. Doesn't say the actual time. Where can I get a wire replaced? My microphone. Okay, Sadie uses a standard 3.5 millimeter. Okay, we can find just about anywhere. No. What? No. That's wrong. The fucking blue microphones itself replied to that guy, and they're like, yeah, you could use about any. Just use any 3.5 millimeter. It's fine. Yeah, no. I was weirded out by these headphones. I thought that they're just some quirky, stupid shit. Why would they do that? I really like the way they feel on my head. I like the comfort. I like the straightness of that. Having it lock in and not just random twist. There are some OCD mofos at Blue that are designing these, and they've got good engineering behind it. The powering off when they close together, that's a feature I just discovered. Woot! I like this case, like it just sits there in a plinth. Just put it on top here. Just boom. Right there. They just sit and they wait. Sit and they wait. So yeah, recommendation. $400, I get to now say, what about the Blue Sadies? And I'm like, well, I don't need the power. Even if you don't need the amplification, even if you're just using it off of a real amp, like you've got your setup and you're not worried about it, they still sound good enough to recommend. It's not like these should cost $300 and it costs you $100 more for the amps. These sound like neutral enough and they're built well enough. I mean, they're built. These are fucking built. You can't build with this sort of angles and shit if it's gonna break tomorrow. This is like, here, you wanna do this? We'll do this 473 times and see what happens. Hold on. A couple more. Now, these are weird good headphones. And I absolutely put my recommendation stamp on them. Fucking alien. If they sounded like shit, this would have been an interesting review. Because I'm like, oh, they're cool, they try, but they don't sound very good. They just sound neutral. And I could live with neutral. Neutral with a baby bass boost. Click bass boost. I even like that. It's nice and easy to find. Too bad... I like the fact that you got to put the cord through it. I just wish it plugged in like, I don't know, like there. Then you could use any cable you want. Actually, use probably a 3.5 millimeter. Look, here's a 3.5 millimeter. Ready? Boom. It would have fit, Blue. Blue, why you digging that shit so deep? So yeah. Not annoying LEDs either. And that's, I don't like the fact that when you have it on, it doesn't light up anything here, but that's the whole point of it being closed. Okay. Sound demo for these. And I did the sound demo already like 3 weeks ago, 5 weeks ago. And I'm not sure if I demoed the modes. I'm pretty sure I did though. So, I'm going to put that right there. I'm going to put that right there. I recommend these. I will link them. I might link all three. If anybody has the Ellie, I'm not... The Lola, I guess I'd like to... It's $250. If you have the Lolas, the sealed over-ear high fidelity, I don't believe these are powered. You know, these are just straight not powered. So the Lolas are not powered. The Sadies are powered. And the Ellas, which are the ones I really want to try, because they're planar magnetic with built-in amplifier. You have those, let me know. I'd love to dick around inside them. Like the bag. Like the bag. Oh my god. Can I buy the blue Can I buy the blue bag? Will my head fit in this? Because that would be a kinky sex thing. I don't know if I like the inside more or the outside more. I'm sorry. I've gone back to my roots of obsessing over the bag. It's so nice. Links in the description for them. Links in the description for 2B. Links in the description for some other robot you can fuck. I will find a fuckable robot because, you know, these, I don't really want to bang them. I mean this, but not these. And she doesn't exist in real life. So I'll find that. Links to the Patreon, which if I don't get those planar versions of this, I could throw the Patreon money at it. I just rather ask you guys first. And then when I'm done with those, if I want to sell them, the yard sales happen from the 1st to the 10th. All $5 or higher patrons get to bid on things that I'm done reviewing. I got some stuff here that you guys could just take off my hands. Just take it off my hands, folks. On the Patreon. And check out HiFiGuides.com. It's going to be a replacement for my recommendations list, but I am working on those recommendations lists. I promise. Pinky swear. Pinky swear. Anyway, so yeah, thank you to whoever loaned me these blue Sadies. It is time to box them up and get them back to you. They're so cool. They're cool. They're cool. All right, they're cool. They have cool features. They're cool. Cool. You're cool. I'm cool. We're cool. Thank you. Good night.